Hello, my dear friend, and welcome to another Mind Stiller. From my heart to your heart. Together, let's quiet our busy, busy, busy minds that love to think, that love to just analyze, but that doesn't necessarily get us to a place of comfort and ease and joy. And if we choose to be a happy person, we can do something about the things that make us not happy, not content. So, you ready for the adventure? Stilling the mind. We listen to the far off waves crashing on the sea. We can hear the wind going through the trees. We can see the stillness of the clouds drift by. And we know that we are one with nature and that we too can choose to quiet, to still, to go into a place of harmony with all. It's our choice. Even when things are disrupting our equilibrium, when things are disturbing, if we think about them too much, we can walk away from that, distance ourselves. Another word for that is to detach. That doesn't mean we don't care. That means that we choose not to let negatives influence us, not to disrupt our equilibrium, because there's always going to be negatives. Let's face it, as soon as one crisis and catastrophe is resolved or dealt with, another one appears. It's just the way it is. That's the adventure of being human on planet Earth. So how do I still my mind? Well, I invite you to come with me. And together, we can still our minds. And maybe you will have some peace. And I can get some peace also by offering what I've learned. Because I used to have a very, very kind of crazy mind. And I've worked hard at finding that place of stillness within. So take a deep breath in and release it through your nose. And take another deep breath in through your nose. And slowly release it. And now watch as the breath comes in. Watch and feel expanded with air, with oxygen, the life force. And then release it slowly and watch as your breath merges with all that is surrounding us. It actually becomes part of the atmosphere. We are breathing each other's breath all the time. Breathing in. Just hold it for 1 second and then release it through your nose. Unless your nose is stuffed up. And at your own pace, continue this slow, purposeful breath exercise. And you can visualize as the breath comes in, almost like as if it was a stream of jet stream from an airplane. You can see it and feel that it's different than what was there before, which was emptiness, when you had emptied your lungs. And now when you leave your air into the atmosphere, just visualize that it has substance, it has energy, it has light of life, the light of love for yourself, for all that is. Breathing at your own pace now, and releasing. And you can either have your eyes closed or open. And when we go into this mind-stilling state, it's a different kind of muscle that the mind, the human mind, is capable of, where we get connected to something beyond logical thinking, beyond the other purposes of the mind, which is to analyze and to figure out and to create, and all these wonderful things the mind can do, language and skills, analysis, and emotions. We can go beyond those if we practice, and if we want to. We get to that place because we want to, that's beyond the logical mind. And it has actually been determined that it is the right side of your brain, the organ brain, that's where those functions are, the right side. The left side is the analytical part. So you're becoming a whole brain person by doing this mind stilling. You're becoming whole, balanced, more human, using your mind for the purpose of enjoying your life and reaping the reward of inner peace, calm, and health. It's becoming pretty obvious in the world of science and medicine that if you have a disturbed mind, it's directly related to the possibility of onset of disease and, of course, mental illness. I know myself. I was victim to a terrible physical illness when my mind was very disturbed. And I learned how to meditate. That was when I was in my young 20s, and the illness left me. It was a miracle. So I am telling you this from my own experience, that stilling your mind has many benefits beyond what I could ever enumerate. Not just to deal with hardships of life, but to bring a higher vibration in the cells of your body. And this higher vibration communicates with every single cell in your beautiful body, the microcosm of the macrocosm. And you benefit from this practice of stilling the busyness of your mind, and everybody around you, and the whole world, because your energy is connected with not just your little circle, but bigger circles than you can ever imagine. People that you just run into at Costco or in the subway or on the airplane. They benefit from your state of mind, because everything is vibration, everything is energy. Going into that place of stilling the mind is as easy as just that one breath I took. It's changing gears. It's shifting from logic to being. You don't have to be in a cave meditating for hours, you can just shift your consciousness and enjoy the benefit throughout your day. Or try it before you go to sleep. Shift your consciousness and focus on the breath, the illumination of that energy that comes with breathing and releasing and asking and receiving and giving and taking and healing and spreading the light, spreading the love of the light. And we're talking about the light of consciousness, that aspect of all that is in existence, that is sacred, that just takes a bit of nuance and subtlety to tap into. It's not loud. It's not shouting like a football arena. It's very quiet, that sacred place within all, everything in existence has a sacred connection. One breath away from bliss. Each moment is an opportunity to connect with that bliss. Each night I fall asleep with this awareness, because if I don't, sometimes I've had not so comfortable experiences with that state of going into sleep. And when I awaken in the morning, before I even get out of bed, I make that connection that I am not just this human with this physical body, that I have, through my breath, through my consciousness that is connected with all, I have the ability to acknowledge that there's something much bigger going on in this thing called life than we all know. The mystery. The mystery. The mystery is just profound. It's as deep as you want it to be. It's as infinite as the cosmos. And this is my experience, and it can be your experience. And yes, we can still have our lives, drive our cars, have our houses, interact with business and people and kids and games and whatnot, but we can always tune into that special sacredness that's within all by shifting our awareness, by even having one breath to steady us, by stilling our mind. It's so delicious to still thoughts. As a thought arises, which the mind wants to do, the mind wants to think, you will your consciousness to like dive in between the thoughts, almost like a leaf that's floating in the sky, and it dives between these clouds that could be what you're imagining a thought is. And you just don't talk to the thought. You dive in between the thoughts, and you don't engage in them. And just like with people, if you don't engage in a person, basically they float away. They'll leave you alone. And it's the same with your thoughts. If you don't engage with a thought as it arises, you just watch it disappear. It just floats away because you haven't engaged in it. Change is part of life. There's no stopping it. We can either choose it or we just have to accept it if it comes our way. But it's a constant. Our breath is a constant. The consciousness that we all share, which is the divine energy. Some people call it God, the psyche, the soul. It's constant. And it never stops. Even when your body has decided that it's had enough. Your soul is eternal. That change may be very interesting for you to think about. The change of your thinking, that this life is very sacred and it's a gift. And may we all use it well to benefit the uplifting of our human family, our blended family of humankind. That's my wish. Om Namah Shivaya. Until next time.